Hello friends, just aiming the camera phone out the window here at the renovation. Those trees are growing along Trail Creek. What a beautiful, beautiful view out there. It's snowing today. It's nice out there. It's picturesque. The other day I was at an annual general meeting of our church, and we were deciding, among other things, whether or not we were going to spend $60,000 to pave our church parking lot. A friend of mine, whom I love very dearly, stood up and objected, feeling that the money could be spent better meeting the needs of people who are poor in our community, people who can't feed themselves and need the food bank, for example. And he was the only person who voted against the parking lot. In the end, an overwhelming majority voted for it, and I was one of those who voted for it. We have a great board. We understand the needs in our community. There are a lot of people who stay away from our church because of the muck out in our parking lot when things are wet. And if paving the parking lot is going to get those people to heaven, then I'm willing to spend the $60,000. It's just that simple. The other factor is that muck gets tracked into the church on the carpeting and is damaging the carpeting to the point where we've already replaced a substantial amount of carpeting with tile, and we've got to replace a lot more to the tune of about $30,000 here pretty quick. So the cost of not paving the parking lot is quite substantial should we decide not to, and then go ahead and recarpet and have more mud tracked in on brand new carpeting. It's going to wear long before its life expectancy. And so it's an investment that way. And it reminded me of when I came out of treatment in 2006, and I spent the next 2 years under the care and guidance of my pastor. And one day we were having coffee and he asked me a question. He said, what if God spent the resources that he did creating all of the failure? 30 men failed to make it through that treatment center, and they all went back out and used. One of them has since died. He had a stroke a few years ago, and within 6 months of that stroke he was gone. We don't know if he was saved or not. We won't know until the day of judgment. But it's a sad thing. And the pastor said to me, what if all of that failure occurred so that you could get to where you are today, so that you could find your way into God's hands, so that he could lead you to where you are today? And I thought, you know what? That is a very profound question. The facilitator of the treatment center walked away from the ministry after 8 months, and I was only in that treatment center for 4. So it led me to really want to reflect upon how fortunate I am today to be where I am. And it leads me to ask a couple of questions. First of all, for those people who are still out there suffering in addiction and believing that being a drug addict, someone who uses drugs every day, is all right, that drugs aren't harmful, that nobody dies from using drugs. I have 2 friends who are now standing before God because they died as a result of drug use. And drugs are very, very dangerous. Personally and societally, they're just a massive scourge that has always plagued mankind. And some of us, like me, have been fortunate enough to get out of it. And I'm one of those people who enjoys a drug-free life today. I'm a very fortunate man in that I turned my life over to Christ while I was in a treatment center in 2005, 2006. And a year later, I quit cigarette smoking. I'm clean today. I've been clean for over 5 years, and I'm just grateful to God to have the life I have today, to have the opportunity to serve him today in ministry, to be able to have an impact in the lives of other people. It's a wonderful thing. God has definitely got me in the palm of his hand. And I wonder how many people in this world believe in God and kind of leave it there and don't really ask a few relevant questions like, if God's real, what is his role? Is he the creator? And if he is he in charge of his creation? Does he have things well in hand? I know there are a lot of people who seem to believe that that isn't true. There are a lot of people out there, a significant group of people who believe that the rich, the elite, the Illuminati, the Freemasons, all those crazies out there with all their money, power, and insanity have some sort of power that the rest of us are seemingly oblivious to. I don't believe that for a second. I believe that God is in control of this world. He has everything well in hand. And he has a plan. And his plan is unfolding. The Bible is filled with predictions, prophecies. There's 6,000 plus prophecies in the Bible, and over half of them have already come into fruition. That's an amazing statistic when you think about it. Many of those prophecies center around the life of Jesus Christ, and a lot of those prophecies were given 500 to 700 years before Jesus was alive. And yet many people don't even want to believe that Jesus existed. Many want to believe that Jesus existed but was nothing more than a teacher and perhaps a prophet himself. There are many who don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God, that he came to earth as a man to take our sin, to carry it to the cross, and to basically destroy its impact in our lives so that we no longer have to be slaves of sin. All we have to do is accept the work that Jesus did, and we're done. We're saved. And from there, the fruit of Jesus' work is a changed life. That's what I'm living today. I'm a witness to that. This is my testimony, that I'm a changed man today because of it. And for those people who have come at me with judgmentalism, people who are so-called critical thinkers, critical thinking means that you want to criticize. And criticizers generally hate being criticized. The people that have criticized me, the people that criticize much, I've found them to be very angry people. I don't know too many Christians that really live in their anger, enjoy their anger, and revel in their anger, and use it to express themselves with vulgar, profane language whenever they seemingly don't get what they want, or whenever they're opposed in any kind of a debate or whatever. Profanity to me is just a way for people to express themselves in an unhealthy manner. The Heart of Renovation is hard at work. I offer you, each and every one of you, peace today in Christ. God bless. Take care out there if you're traveling in the snow. Be blessed